Good evening. My name is Rob Jackson. I'm proud to be a citizen of Union County. I live in Waxhaw, North Carolina. I'm the parent of a UCPS student and a parent of a UCPS alumni. I was there when Mr. Neil Kimry, the very first witness called by your attorney, stated under oath that he would absolutely wish that every school district in the state was doing what UCPS is doing. I was there when Mr. John Hughes, the county's next witness, stated in court under oath that UCPS has done, quote, not one thing wrong. I was there when the last witness called by your attorney, Miss Debbie Good, a forensic auditor who is paid by the county over $30,000 for her testimony, stated in court under oath that in the CRI report conducted by her firm last year about the school system's finances, quote, they found nothing wrong in the Board of Education's process. I was there when a teacher testified in court under oath about having to carry a little girl to the bathroom multiple times a day because the student's wheelchair would not fit in the bathroom, and how incredibly degrading that was for the student. I was there when the principal of Monroe High School testified under oath about an 8-foot by 10-foot section of the ceiling falling in the auditorium due to roof leaks. I was there when Chairman Simpson stated in court under oath, quote, there is funds available in the unassigned fund balance to meet the needs of the school board should they be identified or prioritized. I was there each week when 3 of our county commissioners and our county manager joined me in standing at the weekly Rotary meeting in either Monroe or Marshville and recite together the 4-way test of Rotary, where we pledge to each other of the things we think, say, or do. Number 1, is it the truth? Number 2, is it fair to all concerned? Number 3, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Number 4, will it be beneficial to all concerned? And I certainly hope that you're applying it to this situation. Tonight I rise to say that I desperately hope to be able to say I was there when our county commissioners showed courageous leadership, when they cast aside all that had been said in the past and ultimately decided to drop the appeal and fully fund the court verdict for the sake of the more than 41,000 children attending Union County Public Schools. Thank you for this opportunity to speak, and thank you, I hope, for allowing me to say, and everyone else in this room to say, I was there when the children came first. Thank you.
Wagner. What else do you need? My address, 3003 Streamlet Way, Monroe. I've lived in Union County for 11 years. Anything else I'm supposed to say?
Close enough.
Okay.
Proceed.
I am representing Shiloh Elementary School. As I said, I am a resident of Union County. I am a former Union County public school teacher. And most importantly, I'm the parent of 3 children at Shiloh Elementary School. This past Friday, my 4th grader brought home this little pamphlet, Welcome to Union County, or Welcome to Your County. And it is published by the North Carolina Association of County Commissioners. Now that was pretty interesting, since I had come into this meeting today. On page 4, it says, ultimately, the citizens of each county decide who runs their government by electing a board of county commissioners to govern the county. It appears that this board seems to have forgotten this fundamental fact that you work for us. The citizens of Union County have voted over and over again to fund our public schools fully and completely. 12 citizens of Union County sacrificed 9 weeks of their lives and their careers in order to hear this case at trial. These citizens that elected you, who trusted you, decided that the county should fully fund the public school system's request. And so I wonder, why doesn't this group feel that you should not comply with the verdict? I could not come up with an answer, and apparently neither could you, or else the verdict would have been different. I just want to remind you today that you work for us. We are the people that elected you. We are the people that are trusting you to make the decisions that we want you to make. And today, not just today, are your people, commissioners? We have spoken. And we're asking you respectfully to do what we, the citizens who have elected you, who you work for, do what we're asking. Stop this appeal and fund the Union County Public Schools budget. They need it. My children need it. Thank you.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Victoria Liccione. I'm a resident of Union County. I have children in the Marvin Ridge cluster. I currently have 4. My 5th graduated this past year. But I'm here to speak to you as a parent representative on the PTSO for Marvin Ridge. During my 7 years in Union County, I have watched consistently as throughout our cluster, our class sizes have grown and our services have diminished. Union County Public Schools has continued to limit the ability for our children to succeed. At Marvin Ridge High School, the motto is earning your passport to the world. Our children are not going to earn a passport to the world under the current circumstances, the way things are going. And the numbers don't lie. North Carolina ranks 48th in the country in per pupil expenditures. And that's down from 47th in 2010. The national per pupil expenditure in the United States is $11,824. In North Carolina, it's $8,713. And the 2012-2013 per pupil expenditure in Union County was a staggering $7,520. The education has been funded, and this is unacceptable. Because of a lack of funding, our PTSO has had to step in and go beyond its mandate. Its mandate is to be a booster, an extra, a provider of the icing on the cake, if you will. Instead, we're providing the cake. Safety, security, infrastructure, and technology, which are all allegedly articulated goals of Union County Public Schools, have all been funded considerably by our parents through our PTSO because Union County hasn't delivered. We spent in the last 2 years just over $43,000 of private parent money putting in security doors at the middle school, $17,000 worth of security cameras and monitors, and another $13,600 in card readers so that teachers don't prop the doors to the exits open and leave them. Technologically, we have had to support at a level that a parent organization shouldn't have to. In the last 2 years, we've spent $60,000 putting smart boards into classrooms and document cameras. That should be Union County's problem, not ours. Lastly, we've had to put in infrastructure. We built a sidewalk to go from the front of the school to the portables so that the portables would be accessible without going through the mud. That should be funded by Union County Public Schools, not private money. The jury has spoken. The money is there. You need to appropriate it so that parents don't have to dig any deeper. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Claudia Zapka. I live in Stallings, North Carolina. I've been in Union County for 27 years, 27 of which I have proudly taught for Union County Public Schools. You ran and were elected to be fiscally responsible. Your campaign was all about being fiscally responsible. Yet, your appeal is costing Union County taxpayers $600,000 in interest each month that the judgment is delayed, that the jury has awarded to the school system. How can we consider this fiscally responsible? Please settle the judgment. Thank you for your time.
Hi, my name's Denise Starnes, and my address is 3814 Lanes Creek Road in Marshville. I'm a mother representing Union Elementary. My daughter's in the 2nd grade, and I want to thank you for your time tonight for letting us speak. I believe that everyone in the room knows that Union County Schools is a good school system. But we have some work still yet to be done. I'm kind of representing the Forest Hills cluster. And in your Nelson Hall roofing report, there is lots of work in my area that needs to be done. Wingate Elementary needs $700,000 in roofing. Marshall Elementary needs $425,000 in roofing. Okay, my daughter will eventually go to East Union, which is still $326,000, and eventually Forest Hills, which is $406,000. And if you add all that up, that comes to almost $2 million just in my Forest Hills cluster. Okay, every child should go to a safe environment, and the last thing you'd have to worry about is structurally sound buildings or roofs that are going to leak. Earlier this year, I was allowed to nominate my school, Union Elementary, for some teacher appreciation money for Sam's Club. And they got the money, you know, which was good, and I was there for them to present the money. And the teachers were greatly appreciative, and the assistants. But I think the bigger picture would be for us to be able to give them raises. I mean, they have our children 8 hours a day. We entrust them to teach them, learn them, you know, everything 8 hours a day. And I think that they deserve a pay increase. The county got 3% last July, and I believe that our school system should support these teachers. I mean, they have a really good job. They have a hard job, and we entrust them to do this. And I think we should just do what the verdict has come to. They like we said, we spent all this time. The jurors were there. They gave up their time, and they decided that this is what we should do, and we would just appreciate it if you would go ahead and follow through with the verdict and give the school system the money that the jury decided was theirs. Thank you for your time.
Mary Ann Duda.
Good evening. My name is Kim Ormiston, and I reside at 621 Circle Trace Road in Wesley Chapel. I'm here as a parent this evening representing families at Wesley Chapel Elementary. We are calling on you to drop your appeal of the school board verdict. The education of our children is a vitally important issue. It is greater than just our county, and it is ultimately an undisputed requirement for the economic recovery of our nation. This is why any decision you make regarding our education system is of utmost importance. Schools here have been underfunded for too long. In Union County, we have an educational requirement that is, by your actions, being neglected. The fact that we have roofs that leak should be evidence enough. The leaking roofs that were identified at the last few meetings are still leaking. Equally as important, the great teachers who have not seen or been given increases for the past several years are leaving our system and going minutes down the road to South Carolina to teach, where starting salaries are significantly higher. Teachers haven't seen pay raises in years. Western Union County in particular continues to see an ever-increasing population, which in and of itself requires far more attention than the immediate needs of the school facilities, which should without question be addressed. Our greatest educational assets are our teachers and our facilities. At minimum, these funds are needed to fix our facilities and to, like in your agenda, items 4E and F, keep our teachers by compensating them appropriately. We are talking about our future. It is the obligation of this county to afford our children the best education possible, and the decisions you make will greatly impact these possibilities. Anyone who values the considered judgment of the court to be worthless need only reflect on the state of our school system to realize the reality that we face today than to think more of their individual opinion. It is one thing to be fiscally conservative, which we applaud you for, but it is another to be financially irresponsible by not planning for the future and not investing in the improvements of our capital assets and in the compensation of our personnel. The neglect and the potential negligence of the commissioners to right these wrongs and correct these problems cannot continue. I petition this board to abandon the fight against all common sense to correct these problems, abandon its appeal, and instead fight just as hard to solve our education-related problems. We cannot continue to operate in this environment where we are ultimately suing ourselves. Each of you bears personal responsibility in the final outcome of this matter. We have enough to contend with the politicized common curriculum that we should be spending our time and efforts on the intellectual issues rather than the obvious infrastructure and salary issues, which you must support today by ceasing what common sense dictates. Thank you for your time.
My name is Beth Bowker. I live in Unionville. I've been teaching since 1990 in Charlotte-Mecklenburg and 2004 in Union County. I have been gracious enough to also get tenure in both counties, not that it matters anymore. I attended my very first county commissioner meeting ever on October 21st. I listened to diverse citizens tell tales of the needs of their children and their schools. I heard documented facts from past meetings and testimonies given during the recent court case. Their disapproval was clearly spoken in words, motions, body language, and dramatic play. Then it hit me. How many times have you searched for something so hard only to see it was in front of you all along? I could not help but notice the seal of Union County. How could anyone in the room look at you, the commissioners, and not see this ornate decoration overhead? Since I have never been to one of these meetings, I was not aware of all the formalities. I wanted to yell out, "It's there. Hello, look over your head. Turn around." I wanted to poke the person next to me, and I did, and show them what I found. Why doesn't anyone else see it? Do you see them now? The words, planned progress. Webster's defines planned as a set of actions that have been thought of as a way to do or achieve something, and progress as movement forward or toward a place, the process of improving or developing something over a period of time. The words planned progress. Look at them. Look. How can you say that your actions or lack thereof are helping our schools and our children move forward? We are not moving at all. We are idle, dead, dormant, fallow, idle, inert, inoperative, latent. Again, credit to Webster's. How can that be on our seal and be our motto if we do not follow it? How can we keep denying our students the best education possible in safe schools for all? Where is our planned progress? Gentlemen, we all know that times are tough and everyone wants a little piece of every little bit that we have. But we are only asking for the money that was awarded to the schools. What are you teaching your children? Please place your pride aside. Turn the money over to the school system and let's plan so that we may progress. In closing, I know you have made up your minds. I know your ears are open, but your minds may be thinking of the groceries you need to pick up on your way home, the emails you need to return, the Black Friday specials coming up, or the Monday night football game going on downtown. You don't want to miss it. I know that I am not the first or the last to make this plea, so I will end with two words: planned progress.